Hey everyone, welcome to my review of Justice League, the latest film in the DC Cinematic Universe. This one is directed by Zack Snyder and partially, I don't exactly know how much, but partially directed by Joss Whedon. And I'm just gonna go right out and say it. This is my second favorite film in the DC Universe. It's not a perfect film, but it is better than I thought it was going to be. I will admit, after BVS, I was like, yeah, Justice League is gonna suck. But it really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but at the same time, it was worse than I was going to be. And I'll get into that in a little bit. But this is definitely better than Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad. Not as good as Wonder Woman, but pretty close. And I don't agree with the 39% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, but at the same time, I don't agree with, I think, the 85% score, audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. So, in case you haven't heard, Zack Snyder's daughter did unfortunately commit suicide during the production of this film, and Zack Snyder did have to leave, so Joss Whedon was chosen to take over during mostly post production, and he did reshoot a few of the scenes, and I think that he has more of a touch on this film than Warner Brothers is leading us to think. This film is lighthearted, it's a lot of fun, it does feel very Joss Whedon-y and less Zack Snyder-y, as a lot of Zack Snyder's work still is in this film, and he just wants to make a more lighthearted film. But considering his past work, I do think that a lot of what Joss Whedon had to say and a lot of his decisions are still in this film because there are a lot less shaky cam moments. There are no fake zooms, and what surprised me is that the cinematography in this film is incredible. Like I was really surprised at how good looking this film was, both with the color and with the camera movements, and the action is a lot of fun. Like whenever all of our heroes are fighting on screen, I was having a blast. Again, Ben Affleck as Batman in his movie is amazing, and as Bruce Wayne as well. Gal Gadot does a really good job as Wonder Woman again. Pretty much all the actors were really good. Jeremy Irons as Alfred. He's not in the movie that much, but he does do a pretty good job. Ezra Miller as Flash. Now, I was a bit hesitant on Ezra Miller because I'm a big fan of the Flash series on CW, and I really like Grant Gustin's take on the Flash character. But I thought that Ezra Miller did a really good job. He was really funny and a complete blast from start to finish. Also, really good were Jason Momoa as Aquaman and Ray Fisher as Cyborg. So, even though all the actors did a really good job with the characters that they portrayed, unfortunately, the characters in this movie weren't that great. Character introductions are heavily rushed. In fact, the whole movie feels rushed, and there definitely is that feeling of a lot of the scenes being left out on the cutting room floor. And unfortunately, the character that was affected by this the most is Cyborg. Now, I never really liked Cyborg from the beginning, and unfortunately, he isn't really given that much character in this movie. He's mostly just there to find out stuff. You know, he connects to like a computer or whatever in some scenes. And to be honest, I actually would have thought that the actor Ray Fisher would have done a great job as Green Lantern, but he was fine with what he was given. And speaking of poor characters, let's talk about Steppenwolf. Oh my god, this is the definitely the weakest villain in the DC cinematic universe so far. In this film, he's basically just this big guy who punches things and hurts people. And yes, Henry Cavill's mustache is noticeable. Now, in case you haven't heard, Henry Cavill had a mustache because he was filming Mission Impossible 6, and so they decided to CG his get rid of his mustache digitally, and you can tell in some shots that it is definitely a fake upper lip. But despite the mustache, Henry Cavill was absolutely amazing as Superman in this movie. This is definitely my favorite Superman out of all the films in the DC cinematic universe so far. This Superman in this movie is what Superman should have been from the start, ever since Man of Steel. This Superman was incredible. Every time Superman was on screen in this movie, it was amazing. And it's not really a spoiler that Superman is in this movie because like Warner Brothers has been talking about him a lot, and Henry Cavill has been at Comic Con and he said himself that he was going to be in the movie, and I'm really glad that he was because he was absolutely amazing in this film. So overall, I would say that I enjoyed this movie. It has a lot of flaws, but it's definitely better and more consistent than the other DC films besides Wonder Woman, which is ironic because this movie is directed by two people technically. And but despite all its flaws, I really enjoyed it. I'm going to give Justice League a 7 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate like all of you guys watching my videos. I know I don't post like regularly because I'm still in school, but I do appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more stuff, and click the bell icon. I don't know where I'm supposed to point to, but click the bell icon for notifications for when I do upload videos. And yeah, Thanksgiving break is soon, so I hope to have some more content during the break for you guys to watch. And yeah, hope to see. I can't talk. Hope to see you guys soon. Bye.